Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about one of the most exciting times of the year, the 5th anniversary. Anniversaries in Project Sekai never fail to deliver something big, whether it's the stories, the cards, or the new mechanics they bring. Personally, the anniversaries that left the biggest impression on me were the 3rd and 4th. The 3rd was unforgettable because of the major update that changed the whole game with the characters moving forward in age and school year, and the 4th was so strong because of its story and card selection. Now, with the 5th anniversary right around the corner, expectations are higher than ever. So today, I want to share my predictions for who could be featured in the anniversary gacha, who might get the spotlight, and which Bloomfest cards we might see. Looking at the schedule leading up to anniversary, it's been quite packed. Right now, we have Tsukasa's 6th limited focus event, and once that ends, we'll be seeing the virtual Singer World Link event. After that comes the finale chapter, which will hopefully end all World Links for now. And right after all of that, we'll be celebrating the big day with the anniversary gacha and event. It's worth noting that this will also be the first mixed unit event we've had in months, which makes it feel even more special and long-awaited. So who could be in this year's spotlight? If we look at past anniversaries, most characters have already had their chance, but there are still a few who haven't been included yet. The only ones left out so far are Saki, Haruka, An, Emu, and Mizuki. That already narrows the pool considerably, and if we follow the pattern of which unit has been featured each year, it becomes even clearer. The 1st anniversary was for More Jump, the 2nd for Nigo, the 3rd for Leonid, and the 4th for Wonder Show. That means the only unit that still hasn't had its turn is Vivid Bad Squad. If the pattern continues, the anniversary focus this year should directly go to Anne. Of course, this is where some people start pointing out that Anne just had her 6th focus a month ago. On the surface, that feels too soon for her to come back in such a big spotlight, but if we look at how the game has been handling releases lately, it's actually not impossible at all. The gacha cycle has gotten a bit tighter, and sometimes characters end up with very short gaps between big cards. The most recent example being Mizuki, who had her focus event at the same time as her birthday cards, and another notorious example being Kohan, who ended up with 2 limited cards within just a month. So, while Anne's focus was recent, by the time anniversary arrives, it will have been 2 months already, which is a big enough gap to be reasonable. Shiho again got her Colorf's card, and then 2 months later her limited focus event, and then 2 months later again, a limited mixed card. Now, what about the shop card? The 3-star that always comes with these events? That's harder to predict, but here's something interesting. More Jump and Wonderland X Showtime have never had the shop slot in past anniversaries. That makes me think the shop card this time will likely go to either Haruka or Emu. If I had to pick, I lean slightly toward Emu, since she just had a limited card, and it could make sense for the developers to balance her out with a shop card here. Also, her last 3-star card was back in Tsukasa's 5th focus. But Haruka is also a very real possibility, so it's not easy to be certain. As for the Bloomfest cards, this is where speculation gets even more exciting. My prediction is that we'll see Minori and Aikido. Both of them are very overdue for limited cards. Minori hasn't had a major spotlight in quite a while. Her last limited card was the wedding one, and Aikido in particular has had very few cards this year, compared to other characters being the one with less cards out of all the cast alongside with Anne. In fact, many fans thought he would finally get a 4-star in Anne's most recent focus event. But instead, we got Toya. That makes me think the devs are holding Aikido back for a big release, and what better moment than the anniversary itself. Some people might argue that the anniversary should be the leaders, since the 1st and 3rd anniversaries were focused on them. But if you look closer, those anniversaries were tied to something extra that made them stand out. The 1st was the very first anniversary of the game, and the 3rd had the major update with the characters moving forward in age and grade, as well as being the biggest update we've ever had before. The 5th doesn't seem to have that same kind of extra context. It's important, yes, but not on the same scale as the 3rd, and when you think about everything else happening at the same time, it makes even less sense to use leaders this year. Kohine is already getting a limited collab card during the anniversary time. Tsukasa has his limited 6th focus, running just before, and Ichika is expected to get her 6th focus right after anniversary. If they also added leader anniversary cards into the mix, it would create way too much overlap, with multiple leaders getting double limited cards the same month back to back. For that reason, I think it's safe to say that the leaders are out of the question this time. So, to wrap it all up, my predictions for the 5th anniversary gacha are that Anne will take the focus slot, the shop card will go to either Haruka or Emu, and the Bloomfest cards will be Minori and Akido. Of course, all of this is just speculation, but that's part of what makes anniversary so much fun. The excitement of waiting and guessing. Personally, I'm really looking forward to seeing how the story ties in with all of this, because anniversaries don't just bring us great cards, they often bring really meaningful story moments too, and I've missed mixed events so much. And no matter what happens, I'm sure the 5th anniversary will be something we'll all remember. What about you? Who do you think will be featured this year? Do you agree with my predictions, or do you think the developers might surprise us with something unexpected? Let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you next time.